Colbyjack.net is proud to present From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. The people of the fire, the Blesa, led by their queens, have ruled the island of Alfeyju and oppressed the Driva, the people of the ice, for more than 16 generations. With the Drivian King in hiding and little hope on the horizon, the Driva looked to one person to save them from the vile Blesa, the Diviana. According to legend, the divinely gifted Diviana will one day overthrow the Blesa and restore the Drivian King to his rightful throne. But with the search having lasted for more than 400 years, will the Diviana ever come to light? Willow is the slave of the Raskpil family. Bought at the age of 4, 20 years have passed since her life irrevocably changed. Her existence is no worse than any other slave, but within, Willow wonders if there isn't something more she should be doing with her life other than serving the ungrateful. Ordered to travel with her master's family to Sondertoft, so her master's adult children can take part in an ancient rite of passage, Willow is shocked when she learns that she too must participate. Will she fail, as all before her have? Will she rise to the challenge and become stronger after passing through the flames? Episode 70, Chapter 38, New Powers. By the time Hawk and Willow woke up the next morning, the mist, which had surrounded them for most of the night, had disappeared. All that was left behind was a nondescript field. "It's hard to believe they call this place the Field of Blood," Willow commented as they broke camp. "What did you expect?" Hawk asked with a laugh. "Bloody bodies littering the place?" "No, but I did expect something marking the area, like a creepy sign saying, 'Beware the evil mists,' or maybe, 'Here lies the Field of Blood. Enter at your own risk.'" "You've been listening to too many ghost stories," he said, laughing. Then sobering, he asked, "What did you mean?" "Mean? When?" "Last night, when you said that if you had to die, you would. Why would you mention dying?" Willow paused, not sure if she should tell him the truth or brush off his question. "Tell him," Val ordered. "It is important that he knows and the others don't." "Why? Why can't the others find out?" "They just can't," he said. "I can't explain how I know they can't, but I just know. You hear me, Hawk? You are not to tell anyone the answer to your question." "I hear you," Hawk answered. "But I still don't know what the big secret is. What did the mist say to you?" "The mist said that if I continue upon my quest, to find the remaining sacred objects, I would die," she answered. "Die?" Hawk stopped walking and stared at Willow. "It must be mistaken. You won't die. I was only trying to scare you." "Maybe, but it showed me a vision of the future. I saw myself die." "How? When? Tell me everything." "I was in a very large hall, standing in front of a throne. I wasn't able to see who I was talking to, but I know I'd recognize the hall again. It was massive, very big. It must be in the Queen's palace. Anyway, so I was talking to someone when a man suddenly came up behind me and skewered me with his sword. The blade went all the way through my body, with the tip coming out of the front of me. Then, after he drew the sword from me, I fell to the floor. I wasn't moving." "And you think you were dead?" "You could have just been gravely injured. Unmoving does not mean dead." Hawk sounded so hopeful it hurt Willow to dash his hopes, but she knew she couldn't let him believe she wasn't dead in the vision when she was. "I asked the mist, and it said I was dead. People can't survive that type of injury," she said. "Where was I? Or any of your other friends? Why weren't we there by your side, stopping that coward from stabbing you in the back?" "I don't know, Hawk. I really don't. I can only tell you what I saw and what the mist told me." "Then you mustn't continue. It's too dangerous for you. The others and I will continue your quest, so you'll be free from danger and this death you were shown." Willow was outraged and hurt by his suggestion. "I thought you knew me better than that." I would never turn away from my quest because of danger. This isn't danger, this is death. Nobody comes back from death. Tell him the rest, Val ordered, his voice very serious. I've told him everything I know, she said, becoming more unhappy with each word. No, you haven't. What did she say after you told her you wouldn't be swayed from your path? Tell him. Why should I? Willow, Val threatened. All right already. The mist made me make a decision, and I decided to keep doing what I've been doing. It then said I couldn't change my mind or stray away from my choice, or else I'd be killed as the punishment for breaking my vow. Its last parting words were to tell me that when I did die, fire would welcome me into the afterlife. Not just any fires, Adelina countered. The mist said the eternal fires. The eternal fires? What are the eternal fires? Hawk asked, looking horrified and curious at the same time. They're an ancient myth, Adelina answered. The eternal fires are mythical fires, only appearing once in 100 years. They have magic, properties, for the lack of a better term, which allows the impossible to happen. But I don't think they've been seen in 1,000 years. I thought you said they appear every 100 years, Hawk said. I did. Then how could nobody have seen them in 1,000 years? They don't appear at the same location every year, and they can appear at any time of year. It is very, very rare for someone to see them, Val added. But what has that got to do with Willow dying? Hawk asked. His voice slightly quivered at the word dying. I don't know, but I have the feeling we'll find out if and when it happens, Adelina said. Did the mist say anything else? Hawk asked, clearly wanting to get away from this subject. No, except it kept addressing me weirdly. It kept calling me Willow of the Fire and Ice. I wonder why. The ice I can understand, he said. Your power seems to be ice-inspired, but the fire part, I'm not sure. Maybe she was trying to connect you to that eternal fire. Maybe. The two walked for a few minutes with Adelina in front of them. Do you think we should try out our gifts before we find the others? Willow asked in a tentative voice. I guess. That way if something's wrong, the others won't know. What could go wrong? Famous last words, my dear. Famous last words, Hawk said, trying to lighten the mood. But seriously, what if the mist didn't give us any gifts? Except for the being able to hear Val and Adelina, I mean. It's not like we can trust it. It was very sneaky and downright mean at times. I still can't believe it possessed Sigurd. But you're right. We should make sure everything's fine before we start boasting about something we might not have. Who will start? You should, Hawk said. You're the one who has a sacred object. Without it, we'll be up creek without a paddle. True, she agreed. What did the mist say? Oh, right, armor, she said. Nothing happened. Maybe you're supposed to think armor, not say it out loud, Hawk suggested. Can't hurt to try, Willow thought in her mind. Armor. And she suddenly felt a change in her clothing. Her previously lilac-purple gown had become armor, silvery white in color, with a tint of lilac to it. Not 1 inch of her body, from neck to foot, front to back, was exposed. Lifting up her metal skirt, which was surprisingly light, she saw her boots had also become armor-covered. Running her fingertips along the armor on her arm, she realized that her amazing armor wasn't like the plain armor only the most skilled of craftsmen could make, or soldiers could buy if wealthy enough. Willow's armor was engraved with the same types of designs had been on her clothes. Images of animals, water, nature, fire, and ice were everywhere, interwoven in a beautiful design. Every inch of armor covered. You look stunning, Hawk said, awe in his voice. I've never seen anything like it. The color alone is unique, but when you include all the engravings, it makes it one of a kind, Willow finished. I never even dreamed of something this gorgeous when the mist said it was giving me armor. I thought it meant the same kind of armor everyone else has. It didn't, he said. I knew it would be something special. It's one of the sacred objects, after all. You're right. I should have realized. Willow continued running her fingers on the armor, amazed at the intricacy of the engravings. I should put this away, for now at least, she said to herself. If you want to surprise the others, you should, Hawk agreed. But after you've shown them, you should always wear it. But I can't, she protested. I stand out in a crowd too much. People are already on the lookout for me. I should be trying to blend in as much as possible. Wearing this armor will make me stand out horribly. But what about what the mist showed you? That's proof you're in danger, and the danger could come at any moment. Any moment I'm inside a hall in a palace, not when I'm outside walking, she reminded him. But visions can change, he argued. Just because the mist showed you getting killed in a palace hall doesn't mean that something you do couldn't change the location. I'm not going to wear it unless we're going into battle or are in danger. The last time you were almost killed, we had a warning, he reminded her. Don't you remember? We were talking when the arrows came out of nowhere. I'll think about it, all right? Right now, I'm more interested in seeing your newfound powers. Willow thought clothes, and the armor disappeared back to wherever it had come from, leaving behind her beautiful gown and soft leather boots. I can't wait until the others see you do that. It seems so effortless, Hawk said. It is. Now it is your turn to show us your gift. Hawk began to look nervous. What should I try to transport? Start with something small, Adelina suggested, sitting down to watch, and non-living. Non-living, right. Hawk looked around for something fitting her description. How about that boulder? On the right of them was a large boulder, about 2 feet tall and a foot wide. It would have taken both of them to move it. Good choice. Where are you going to transport it to? Willow asked. If you land it on me, I will kill you, Adelina threatened. Slowly. I will take great joy in your... I'm not going to land it on you, Hawk interrupted. I was going to set it down about 5 feet away. It won't be anywhere near us. It better not be. I didn't get enough sleep for this. Hawk needs silence if this is going to work, Val said. Concentrate on what you want to do, and then it should happen, Willow advised, stepping back so Hawk had enough room to work. That easy? It's only easy when you know you can do it. The first couple of times, it won't be. Concentrate. Hawk took a couple deep breaths before he looked at the boulder in question. He squinted at the boulder. After a few seconds, it disappeared, reappearing 5 feet away. But something had gone wrong. The boulder, large and in one piece when it had started its journey, had become a pile of rubble when it reappeared. What happened? Willow asked, moving to look at the rubble. How am I supposed to know? It's not like I've done this before. And that is why, when trying out a new magic power, you practice on something you don't care about. I knew something like this would happen. Adelina gloated. Be quiet, Willow snapped. You are not helping the situation one bit, so be quiet. Hawk, look on the bright side. We now know you can move things from one place to another. But that does not mean anything if everything I move turns into pieces. I was hoping that this new power would be the answer to our transportation problem. It still might be, Willow said. Maybe this was a weak stone ready to crumble, and it couldn't handle your magic. Try something else. Try that log and really concentrate. I concentrated last time, Hawk said, but he turned his attention to the log she pointed out. As before, the log disappeared and reappeared a few feet away. This time it reappeared whole. But before they started to celebrate, however, Willow and Hawk went to check on it more closely. They found that while the log looked unharmed from where they had stood, on closer inspection, it had cracked in several places. Better than the rock, Willow said encouragingly. It looks like you just need to practice some more before you try it on people. You have been listening to From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. Read, recorded, mastered, encoded, and produced by Colbyjack.net. This work is released under a Creative Commons 3.0 Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike license. Do what you want with it, just don't try to profit from it. Heaven knows we can't. If you have any questions, comments, or rants you wish to share with us, we can be reached at Colbyjack.net. That's COLBYTRAX @COLBYJACK.net. Yep, I sing it too. If you want to follow the exploits of Trisha in Twitterland, just search for Lady Trisha W on Twitter, or follow the ever-dashing, courageous, hardworking, intelligent, and immensely humble Colbyjack on the Twitters as well. If you find that you can't, just wait to find out what will happen with Willow, the strong dude and the annoying dude. Be heartened to know that From the Flames is available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Smashwords, as well as from our little shop. Didn't you know about our little shop? Why, yes, we have a little shop located at shop. That's shop.colbyjack.net. That's shop.colbyjack.net. Yeah, real original there. There you will find the latest ebook versions of all our works in both Mobi and ebook, all DRM-free, as well as audiobook versions of such works as Firmware Hijacked and Proxy, as well, naturally, as well as From the Flames. The audiobooks differ from the podcasts in that the headers and bumpers only run once, and the episodes are grouped into hour-long episodes for easy burning to CD or for downloading on the go. If you find you don't need any stuff, but just want to thank us monetarily for our efforts here, just head on over to Colbyjack.net, select either audio or visual, and look for the donate button located on the blog roll. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week, and remember to be fabulous.